Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Sorry about that, people. OBS decided, you know what? You don't need to hear audio. Why would you need to hear audio? Again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Afterlight Skies, where on this episode, our hero's tension still runs high. They have many things on their list of, we should probably do that soonish now. Top of that theoretical list is some assassination targets handed to them by the Shaper. After managing to kill one of them by luring him onto their ship and then bloodbathing while they insisted on negotiating with, they managed to apprehend, rescue, acquire a strange woman, and with a blank stare and a mechanical heart. This piqued many of the characters' interest and piqued something within Powder. Sending off notifications, Powder had no way of decoding. Working with Corey to try and identify that, eventually, with some help from the newly returned Rerun, the girl woke up. At which point, everyone was shuffled out of the room by CLO, and Rerun chose to remain behind. So, CLO, as the door closes, you notice that Rerun is still on the other side of it. Rerun, what you doing?
Rerun is just going to wheel himself up to the cyborg girl on the table.
Sorry, John, did you have...
Are we going to introduce ourselves and roll Destiny?
Yes. Something.
Great intro overall.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm playing Rerun, the R3 series astromech droid, who is currently in the midst of interrogating a cyborg girl. And I roll one dark side. That's not an omen at all.
Mm-hmm. And I'm John, and I'm playing Ares Artinos, a Mandalorian mercenary soldier. And I rolled one dark side.
I am Jeremy. I am playing Corey Tane, the Yeah, I don't know how to describe her. Human outlaw tech, who has flashes of weird inspiration that somehow mystically work. And I evened us out with 2 light side. You're
Nice.
welcome.
Corey knows how to roll. Jeez. Cat.
She does. I don't understand this.
Who knows? I am Kat, and I am playing Powder, the surgical droid with, massive issues that just keep getting more issue-y by the day. And I gave us another dark side.
Spencer.
I'm Spencer. I am playing Siola Mabok, Twi'lek ambassador to the rebellion. And I have a single light side.
Hey, we're even. Is that the first time that's ever happened?
No,
No.
I think that happened
No, it's
last
happened.
game.
It happens
Isn't
a fair bit.
The last game we had
Definitely no-
7-2.
Yeah, it's
that's
definitely
right.
no
Yeah.
7 or 8 light
It's
side
definitely
game.
not last time.
Yeah, that was awful.
I think you
Yes,
mean
awful, they
awesome.
say.
Yep. So, in terms of obligation, you guys are at the threshold of 100. Even though we don't have a player this week, that is mechanically still present. So, Powder, given reasons of things that have just happened, you are seeing these occasional notifications flash in front of your mind. There is something that they mean that you can't identify. And overall, you don't know who the fuck you are right now. Or
Yep.
were.
Yep.
So
yep,
you're
yep.
at 2 strain. Everyone else takes 1 strain.
All
Just leave
right.
the character sheet as it was.
Yup.
I
Stay.
use mine.
All right. Oh boy.
So, being left inside the workshop / med bay with this cybernetic individual, Rerun will wheel himself over to the table where she's strapped down, kind of blink up at her for a moment. I am very sorry. You are not finding us at our best. I am called Rerun. What is your name?
As I told the other one, he prefers I don't. Have one. If it is simpler, you can call me Glass. That's what most of the technicians do.
Very well. If at any point you wish us to call you something different, please tell us.
Of course.
It must be rather strange to find yourself on a ship with a number of individuals that you are unfamiliar with. I find myself in the same circumstance to a degree. If you need any help, just let us know. We will do our best.
Of course.
The one called Powder is more familiar with biological requirements, but based on my limited experience, I would suggest that you are probably currently most in need of selenomancy. Sleep. That word was supposed to be sleep.
She will. I can't. I will try and comply with that.
Good. Well, best of luck. We will see you later.
She will sort of give you the half nod that she can do well tied down to indicate her understanding. Yep.
And Rerun will turn and exit the workshop.
And as you do, standing in front of the door is a Twi'lek with his arms crossed, tapping his foot like a father when your child comes home past curfew.
Oh, this is gonna go well. I'm excited for this.
Are
Really?
you like blocking the door?
No, I'm like
Just to refresh everyone, I believe Selena and Powder are still standing by the door, and Aries is off, like, drinking in a different room. Was that what you said, John?
No, I'm doing something in the cockpit. I've been doing something in the cockpit while they're
Right.
been doing this.
And Selena's trying to kill somebody on another fantasy world. Corey is standing by the door.
You have a lot of characters.
Yes, we are in a lot of the same games. This is accurate.
No, I'm like 2 feet. I'm not blocking the doorway, but I'm pretty close, you know. But I'm just like, really? Was that something you couldn't have said in front of all of us?
You were all leaving.
Right. I was asking everyone to leave. Do you understand common social norms like that?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Social norms are meatbag problems.
But you do
That's
understand efficiency, correct?
Yes. Efficiency,
Social norms.
I think, dictated at least getting a designation for the unit before leaving it to its own devices.
Then think of it this way. Social norms aid in efficiency when dealing with meatbags. If you want to be efficient with us, social norms are a necessity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready to meet about this individual now? As I kind of look to everyone else standing around.
Yes.
Okay. I'll throw my finger. Well, I think actually the only person not nearby is Ares, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll throw my finger on the. I'm assuming there's probably a ship comm around here close by, and just be like, Ares, could you join us in the mess hall? We're going to discuss what to do moving forward with this new passenger.
What is
depending on the time frame, the intercom either does or doesn't work.
Okay.
Those are the two options, yes.
Yeah, kind of saying I need to let him know if we've gotten to that point yet. And yeah, about this time, I'll say right before you get the call, sorry, this was a while back and also was probably in Slack.
Yeah, it was in Slack. I messaged you in Slack about it.
Yep. Okay.
And that's something I'm perfectly happy doing on screen.
Okay, yes. Then we drop out and...
So, I believe we had determined that this would be happening, so we're rewinding a little back to when you guys first started talking to her? I think.
Yes.
Okay.
So as this sort of conversation is happening with them talking to her.
Yeah. I've put my armor back on, and I've gone into the cockpit. I've sealed the cockpit and turned off shipwide intercom. And have initiated a holo call to the Gatal Karam. Specifically looking to speak with my sister.
Right. Like any call, it takes a minute before it is actually picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Your clan is not well off enough to have someone full-time staffing the redirect button.
And I've sent it with our clan specific Mandalorian codes.
Yeah.
Well.
You You call correctly. I'm not
Yes.
going to make you roll to call your own clan correctly. But after a minute, it flickers on and
New subspace communicator. Who
the
dis?
dearest.
And this whole conversation is going to be happening in Mandoa, but I'm not going to be using Mandoa words.
Please do not.
Yeah, just so people can.
I want
As
this to
the GM
entirely happen in
flicks at the
Mandoa.
screen,
Because the
vote
GM
yes.
doesn't
sorry,
have it. Yeah.
I don't
I-
speak Mandoa.
No,
I
no.
vote yes.
I know. Anyways, I'm just prefacing that
I
this
think
is all
you
in
should do
Mandoa.
it.
Translate it later.
I think you should
Um,
do it in Klingon.
I put the head of Jared down where the hollow emitter sees both me and it.
You're bringing your kills back to me like a cat now.
No, dear sister. I'm bringing you information that hopefully will allow you to acquire more. This piece of filth was displaying Mandalorian Beskar like a trophy. He's paid for his arrogance, but he may very well have been in contact with Yarrick.
The armor you found was Yarick's?
It may have been. I wasn't close enough to get a good look. But I'm sending along the coordinates to this filth's home so that our people can rid this stain upon our honor. And I'm sending along the coordinates.
We're not exactly nearby at the moment,
don't-
but it will be done.
Right. While you're there, if you find anything related to Yarrick, please forward it. I am still hunting him. I've acquired a crew and a ship, as you can see. We're, well, all they see is the armor, so they'll be quite useful when it comes time to rid ourselves of Yarrick.
If you're going to be following with them, at least make enough effort to connect that you'll notice if they're getting angry enough to stab you in the back.
One of them is weak little Twi'lek. I'll work on him now.
Just because not all follow our customs does not mean they are weak. It means that if we do not understand them, we are vulnerable to them. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
a lesson our clan learned long ago. I
no,
hope
I'm
you might
mostly
learn it.
referring to the fact that he cowers behind a couch in a firefight. But yes, no, I understand, dear sister. The politics have always been your strong suit, not mine.
At least take on enough politics that you don't crash a ship.
I have.
I don't really want to fish you out of a crashed ship again.
No, I have. But we are following suit on this. If you find anything, let me know. And as I have sworn before, soon enough, our family will be avenged.
Yeah. I am busy, Ares.
Right.
And that's where the call ends.
I'll sort of sit there for a minute, looking out at space. My sister. And then I'll go reinitialize the intercom and unlock the cockpit.
Yep. And yeah, about half a minute after that, here's a question: are you planning new coordinates yet, or just?
Yeah, no. At that point, I would be seeing, sort of calculating what the nearest port between us and the next objective is.
There's one only a few systems away. Though, even as you're sort of thinking, okay, next objective is obviously the other person that we get money for killing.
Mhm.
Someone comes over the intercom and you receive the message, and then the timelines sync up. Oh,
Yeah.
God, timelines.
I'll click it. Right, be done in a minute.
At least we only separate typically into like two groups that go off in their own directions. Unlike a certain late night Saturday game where it's like we're going to all go off in different directions.
I feel like that's almost easier.
I'm gonna go ahead and punch in the coordinates for that port and set us
Okay.
off, and then head down.
All right.
So back down.
Here's
at
a
the-
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Back down in the where we are. So looking around, what is her name? That was.
She says we should call her Glass. Because
Okay.
that's what the other technicians called her.
All right, we'll work on that.
It's a good name.
It is, but it is also, if it's a name that she wants to take, great. That's awesome. But
Oh, no. A unit's
you
ability
get
to
what I
self-determine
mean.
its entire situation is very important.
there's a certain amount of, I realize she probably doesn't look at them this way based on what she was saying when we were talking to her, but
But they sound like a whole bunch of
captors-
ash rag fuckwad balls tards.
Yes, that is, you're eloquent.
Very.
All
But-
of those words were correct ones.
Yes, they were. Yeah, you don't generally keep the name that your captors gave you.
That's if she sees them as captives or not.
She doesn't currently. That doesn't mean that she shouldn't.
You're correct. You're very correct on that. All right,
Yay, rights.
let's go meet up with Ares and get everyone's opinion. And I start making my way towards the
Question, Aaron.
big table.
I assume being on the ship, Rerun can tell when the hyperdrive fires, yeah?
Yeah, and that would be just about now, as Ares hasn't walked out yet.
Okay.
As soon as that clicks over, he's going to a data port to figure out where the fuck we're headed.
Okay.
Is that something that is obvious to everybody? Or
Yep, like does the ship shake or something like that before?
Yes, it is. This is Star Wars. Everything's a little bit rickety. It's pretty obvious to everyone that you have made another jump.
okay.
Do we get to look out the window and see a bunch of white lights streaking by?
I don't see any windows on this part of the map,
Ah,
but
damn.
Well,
Honestly,
we are
doesn't
in an
staring into
internal
hyperspace
room
make you go
also.
crazy a
yeah.
lot?
Okay.
Powder
So,
sees nothing.
actually,
They're busy
I'm gonna
staring
need
at the wall.
both I'm gonna need Ares to make me a difficulty 3 navigation roll or astrogation roll for putting in the coordinates, and Rerun to make me a difficulty 2-1 to figure out what they are.
2 failures and an advantage.
Okay.
Find database, click button.
2 successes.
2 successes. You're
Yeah.
headed along a fairly major trade route. Not exactly anywhere. There's a few destinations that he could be aiming for, but he didn't make them.
Can you edit an astrogation destination mid-flight?
Not really.
All right, we are along for this ride.
Looks like we're gonna do a double jump.
Yeah, Corey's like, did we already have the conversation about what we're gonna do and I missed it? That legitimately has happened once or twice, so I want to make sure.
I have no idea where we're going. I'm going to assume the next target, but I don't know. That is an assumption. Ares,
Yep.
where are we going?
To a port.
I would love a name.
Which port?
I give a name.
There's a name.
Is it the port we would have gone to for the next target?
No, it's as Ares described it, it's the nearest port to this one.
Okay, we going shopping?
No.
Okay, well, and I turned the comm off. Looks like he's not answering any questions, so let's just go
I
ahead and
answered
meet
all
him.
of your
Ask
questions.
you didn't ask any relevant. I hit the thing. Ares,
Yes?
why are we going to a port?
Because I'm not typically in a habit of hanging out in the middle of nowhere, waiting for people who likely want to blow us out of the sky to come find us.
But we were just
The
about ready to have a
suburban mid-rim is not nowhere. Okay, yes, the suburban mid-rim is nowhere.
We were just about to have a conversation about what we're going to do next, and you might have sent us in the opposite direction of where we were going to go.
I was going to the nearest port.
I mean, yeah, but still extra time. I'm just saying maybe we shouldn't plot courses until we all know where we're going and agree on it. So, yeah, but thanks for answering the question, Click. I look at Cielo. See, that's how simple it is. You ask them why, and they tell you why.
Okay, got it. 10th grade reading level. Understood. Let's go.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Poor Cielo used to dealing with like high-level diplomats.
Kinda. I've got to
Like,
downgrade
fuck
some
circles
stuff.
around.
You've got to
Right.
dumb this shit down for us, man.
I understand. I am.
As a poli-sci major, I'd like to remind you that you should always write anything you are making a publication to politicians about at an 8th grade reading
Yeah.
level.
As a philosophy major, I don't know what those words mean.
But no,
As
we're
a film
not-
major, either you get it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
As an environmental science major, yeah, the planet's fucked anyway, so
As
You're
someone
at
who didn't go to
too much of
college.
your-
Oh wait.
Powder. Powder.
Powder is staring at the wall and has not moved since they came out of the room.
Corey, is this part of their
There's
diagnostics thing?
something weird going on. Oh. Okay, I need someone to remind me what I learned in the whole diagnostics thing, because that was a fucking week ago. I've had like 5 games since then. And
Rerun's gonna go link up with Powder and run a computer's check on her if he can.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I just because she's about
Corey
to.
did a pretty in-depth one. Most of what you learned is confirmed that Powder is like
That's right.
weird, and that there are some sort of notifications that for some
So-
reason Powder is receiving in relation to apparently
Powder has
class.
pop-up ads.
I have a short answer for you, and it's not one you're gonna like, which is droid mechanic confidentiality.
No, that's I
I have
understand.
to talk with Powder about it first.
No, that's totally fine. I get that.
I love the thought of Corey as her therapist.
I just didn't know.
doctor.
Meanwhile,
Doctor-
Rerun is like halfway through the system logs right about now.
I
Yeah,
just didn't
Rerun-
Rerun, make me a computer's check. Are you
fine.
just
Rerun
going
was the
for
first
basic
one.
systems logs, or are you doing another full diagnostic?
He's just going basic system logs.
Difficulty 2. I'll flip
Okay.
a dark side point. Why not?
All right, upgrade.
Rayman was the first one that did anything with mechanical like systems
Yes,
wise
but,
One success, one advantage.
with Powder. So Powder doesn't care.
yes, but Corey doesn't know that.
True.
And Powder isn't saying anything right now.
Yeah,
Very true.
Powder has not given consent to this second one verbally. Yeah, Rerun, everything is giving you the positive operating properly, aside from stuff you already knew, like the memory banks are a little bit fucked up, but current for going forward memory operate just fine.
Okay.
Long story short,
He's
I'm
gonna install McAfee just in case, but
Well, great. Now you.
I don't
now
have
you-
anything specifically designed to throw at the screen right now.
You
But I'm starting
installed
to think I
McAfee.
need to
Now
keep
you have
my R2 plushie
completely fucked Powder. Not Norton bad, but it's still bad.
even Rerun has standards.
I mean, that's why I said
So-
malware bites.
I'm going. I will have a conversation with Powder and when I can about. But Powder, are you good to Powder? All right, I'm gonna need to have that conversation
Powder,
now.
you have full access to your inputs and out. You're not incapable of responding if you want.
Oh yeah. No, I am aware.
That's. I was just curious, Corey, if this was something we needed to deal with now, or if this was going to be taking place during our conversation. Is all.
You guys go talk. Figure out what we're gonna do, where we're gonna go. I don't give a fuck. My responsibility is these people. I'm
Understood.
pointing at the droids.
I'll leave the comms open.
And her.
I'll leave the comms open so you can listen in, because at some point we will discuss glass, and I assume you have some thoughts on that that I would like to hear. So I'll leave the comms open so you can chime in.
Awesome.
And I make my way to the table.
Ching, ching. I've already made my way down here at this point.
Glass is a non-amorphous silicate substance, generally refined from mineral matter found on arid climates. Sorry.
Learn something new every day and make my way to the table.
Okay. So are you just using the table in this room, or are you going to the dining room area?
Oh, I didn't. I'm just based off the map. I just see the one big table nearby, so I just go to that one.
This is storage space mostly, and we don't have Praz here to ask, okay, did you put anything here? So I guess not.
Yeah, so I guess I go to the one by the pool table. Is that a pool table?
Yeah,
that's a pool table.
Awesome.
That's where the chess set the chess set is that we moved from the.
So obviously I go to that one.
I'm just like looking out into the cargo bags. What's wrong with Powder?
Don't worry about it. Go talk.
They seem to be not responding, and Corey's going to look into it, but they're just going to listen in as we discuss. So
I mean, why don't we talk out in the cargo bay? That way everyone's included.
Because I need to talk with Powder about something, and it's something specifically regarding Powder, and you're not privy to that conversation. No offense.
He shrugs and walks back over here then.
Okay, first, Rerun, what you doing?
Rerun's coming to listen to the conversation.
Okay.
Now that he's done his diagnostic.
Praz will also go over there and shrug and say, I can shoot things.
Oh, classic Praz.
Because Cody's not here to give him.
At least some things haven't changed since I left.
Yeah, so let's start with the three of you.
I stand there looking at Ciola.
So
you two are new.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. What do you guys call this ship?
Nasaari.
Praz said it was
We
called the
just
Nasaari.
Oh,
just
God.
transferred the name.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase. We didn't transfer the name. Praz transferred the name.
I guess it makes things simpler. Sure, Nasaari II works. What jobs are we busy with?
Right now we've got another kill order from the Shaper, which I'm assuming you know who that is.
Oh, yes.
And I rattle off the information about the dude that has his own private moon, like hard-locked military garrison type dude. Yep.
While we're on this topic, actually, no one has really told me anything about this person we get jobs from. I've been given a name and how y'all first met them, but other than that, I know nothing other.
Oh, you know how they first met him? That's news to me. All I know is a name.
You have met him.
No. I thought I'm.
Okay.
I don't know how Praz first met the Shaper.
Yes.
Who does he work for?
Himself, I think, mostly.
So he's a private entity, like a private corporation?
Something like that.
Corey
In a
will click on
sense.
her the voice part of hers because it's on listen only unless he has something to say.
Push to talk.
Yeah. He what's a nice way to put it? He is a self-styled businessman in not very legal situations.
Okay, so an underworld dealer.
He has money once things dead.
More or less. It's not just dead. He does all sorts of cool stuff. He's got power, he's got influence, he's got metric shit tons of credits.
Well, yes, but all of these things the Empire have, and we're not taking jobs from them. So what differentiates the Shaper from someone like the Empire?
He's Xanthocroic. I mean, he's less overtly evil that we can tell.
He is.
To an extent, I like working for him because he is a puzzle to figure out.
Also, he's not the Empire.
I mean, to
do
my
y'all know
knowledge,
that?
yes.
You don't seem to know much about him.
I know. I've worked for him for quite a while, actually.
What's his name?
Decent amount of time. The Shaper.
That's his name. The Shaper.
No, I'm sure he has a name beyond that, but that's what that is functionally his name.
And Corey, well, you know, he's not the most opposed to ever working with the Empire that you've met. He's not the Empire.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, I worked for him for a little while now, and to the best of my knowledge, and I wasn't one of these people out doing all these missions like I am now. I was back at home base fixing shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
I do. To the best of my knowledge, he has yet to try to commit genocide or enslave multiple species. So right there, that's a major leg up on the Empire.
No, I understand. I mean, that's still a very low bar, but it's
a
a bar.
Low bar. I know. So he's all right. He
Okay.
It is, however, a low bar that other organizations have failed to meet, such as the Huts.
That's fair.
Hey, you don't fuck the Huts.
Well, then I'm assuming I was not there present when y'all discussed the original contract. I'm assuming Glass is not a part of it in any way. The
Who's
Shaper's
Glass?
not going to. Glass is our
Glass
new
is,
stowaway for the time being.
Torsoless Jackass's sister, apparently.
Huh.
Who he experimented on or something. I don't know.
Right.
Cybernetics for days.
It's a lot.
I
It's a
feel
lot.
okay. All right. Well, no, she wasn't included.
Okay.
No.
So that means she is, for the time being, our responsibility, which is the first topic I'd like to discuss, as it seems a little bit more immediate given she is on the ship. So, thoughts on... Do we take her somewhere safe? Does anyone... I probably have some contacts that could keep her safe, but
Does she want to be taken somewhere
That's-
safe?
that's the problem. I don't... My guess is once she finds out what we did, she's either not going to care, given her extensive...
She has that level of cybernetics that may have affected her emotional capacity.
Or she is still more organic than we possibly think, and she will be far more emotional in response than we believe. Which, I mean, if I had any siblings and something like what happened to hers happened to mine, I would not doubt a very emotional response, as that's what I would have.
You don't have any siblings?
No, I don't.
Yeah, no. When your siblings
Neither do
die,
I.
doesn't matter really how much you treated them, unless they were absolute bastards. You'll be upset about it.
So, Do we tell her the truth? Is my first point of discussion.
So,
I mean,
You assume she does not already know?
She doesn't, or at least that. No, you are correct. It is an assumption, but based on how she asked about where her brother was, I made the assumption she does not. But at the end of the day, you are still correct. It is an assumption.
it's her right to know. Let her know.
my concern at the moment, I haven't had I mean, we've done as much looking into as we could have, as far as what's been done to her in the short term. But I'd like to do some more. But regardless, I think based off what she has said, one of two things is the case. Well, one thing is definitely the case, and another thing might be the case. The one thing that's definitely the case is there's a lot more to the story than we know.
Agreed.
But more specifically, in regards to what she has said, I have some. God, what would the right term be? I feel like there is reason to believe that she might have a certain level of, I don't know what you'd even call it in service, Alderon syndrome. Stockholm
Just
syndrome.
say Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Space Stockholm syndrome.
I do really appreciate you trying to convert.
Because
I do,
Alderaan is the
I
planet that's been
appreciate-
like, okay, we're prisoners now. We're going to enjoy it.
I appreciate the attempt.
They're the home of the rebellion. What are you talking about?
No, they absolutely are not. Someone needs to play a little Old Republic.
I do play the Old Republic.
Yeah, no, they're the ones who are completely like, okay, we're prisoners now, but we're still nobility, so we actually kind of like this.
So
They're just the ones that get blown up because of Leia. So anyway, in that she did not seem to be particularly angry at her brother. Now, there might be reasons for that. Maybe he was trying to cure some terrible disease. Maybe
He
she
wasn't.
just simply isn't, huh?
He wasn't.
We don't know that.
If you were curing a terrible disease in your sibling, you do not then parade your sibling around on a stage like a trophy, showing
saying
off
that's where-
her artificial heart as if it
I'm
was
s-
an innovation.
I'm saying that's where it could have started.
For all we
I'm
know,
going from
the starting
her
point could have been she
standpoint
asked for
here.
it.
From her perspective, sure. But
Yeah.
he was not.
No, I'm saying from her standpoint, this could be what she knows and believes and thinks. Some disease, and she isn't aware of exactly how far it's progressed because of whatever that bioorganic or that biomechanical restraining bolt thing that I'd seen earlier that I haven't managed to take off, by the way, because we're going to need some time to figure out how without killing her. So I feel like we're going to have to ease her into this a little bit.
Would not
Probably.
be surprised if there are details on what was done to her stored in the memory chips that make up her implants. Generally, that's engineering 101. Keep your records with the thing.
It's possible.
So I agree with Corey's point. The problem is you don't just slowly answer her question, which is, where is her brother? That has no slow answer other than a lie.
Oh, he's dead.
Exactly.
We know.
So, are we going to tell her the truth or not?
She deserves to know.
That's one vote for truth.
I agree with the armor.
That's 2 votes.
I'd want to know. I suppose.
All right. Then just be safe. Safely assume any other information or knowledge that y'all wanted to possibly gain from this person. I don't know if there was any, but if there is any, probably going to lose it. Is my assumption the moment she finds out.
I mean, there's an easy way to avoid that. Let me tell her.
That sounds like, no offense,
Let
but
me
that
explain.
sounds like the worst idea in the galaxy.
It certainly does if you don't let me explain first.
All ears.
Let me tell her. Her brother's dead. I'm his killer. If you want to attack me in response, go ahead. Make me the enemy. And then you, Lot, become her friend. Give her something to fight against. Ally yourselves with her. If she sees a friend in you, an ally, fellow captive, whatever you want to sell it as, she will confide in you.
It's not a bad idea if she has an intelligence lower than average.
As we make
I
that,
don't feel like she has an intelligence lower than average. Sorry.
as that happens, we're going to move back over to the other scene that Corey, you're kind of splitting your attention between.
Yes, I'm doing a lot of click, 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 click.
But this is still happening concurrently.
Okay.
So, Powder, you're hearing people call out to you. You're seeing the occasional flashes of warning messages, notes, and you're standing there. What do you want to do?
Powder is standing kind of staring at the wall, and if someone comes to see like their face, you can see like the eyes are just going in circles, going crazy.
Okay.
So what does Corey say to we have like at
Corey's
least a sentence or two before the last scene happens, so
Corey's like, all right, Powder, give me any sign at all if you can sort of, if you're here at the moment and you're not, you're aware.
Powder will turn and look at Corey.
Okay, that's a good sign. So it looks like now that everybody's gone, there's certain parts of your programming that have been removed. Like somebody tried to do a clear on it and wasn't quite successful. It looks like what you're experiencing is pieces of that, fragments of that are left behind. I'm correct in remembering how I'm remembering this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry.
At this point, Powder will turn completely to face you.
Okay.
Can you fix me?
I don't. That's a complicated question for so many reasons. Does anybody really need to be fixed and you're fine the way you are unless you're
Powder
not?
will lean down at you. Yes.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of things I could do. Well, there's something I could do and something I could try to do. I'm not comfortable doing either of them without you making the decision. I could take those old fragments that are now for your current programming functionally useless and take them out. or I could try and it was a not complete memory wipe. There may be data there I can recover. If I go one way, you lose everything, all of that old stuff. If I go the other way, you'll get that old stuff back, but you don't know what it is now. And based on what you described, and a lot of what I've seen, like based on what I don't know if you so it's up to you.
Corey, I want you just in relation to this to roll me a quick difficulty 2 computer check.
Okay. Difficulty 2. I do not have any upgrades or anything currently in here, so a success, a triumph, and 2 advantages.
Yeah. You could go both of those routes. You would know that with both, if you're not successful, there is potential for more data loss,
Yes.
ongoing data loss, permanent damage.
Personality overrides.
Yeah. All of those are possibilities if it goes poorly.
Right.
If you roll bad, you could fuck me up.
Uh-huh.
I'm so ready for this. All right. Powder will again, like the eyes will spin and they'll be silent for a moment, and then as much as a robot could look you in the eye.
You have eyes. You can look her in the eye.
Yeah.
No, like
That's a
that
thing you
in
can
that
do.
like
Look in the visual sensors.
you know what I mean. In
Yes.
that like if a robot could plead with its eyes, that is
Right.
what Powder is doing. I would like to be restored.
All right. It's gonna take me a little while. Because I want to make sure that I'm gonna do this right so I don't make it worse. In the meantime, I'll get as soon as we're done with this. Hold on just a second. Shaper is blah 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 blah.
Hey,
Awesome.
All right. So, in order, as soon as this conversation is done, I'm gonna get right to it. But I'm gonna want to try to run. I want to try to run a couple simulations of doing it before I do it. Before I run it on you for obvious reasons.
of course.
In the meantime, and Aaron, correct? Could I turn those pop-ups off briefly?
Yeah.
Like
It
shut
would
those
be-
down
hit
without
the snooze button.
Yeah. They would still be there, and Powder could still go looking for them and access them,
but
but they
not
would no longer be
popping up.
interruptions. Yeah.
In the
That would
meantime,
be easy enough with your workshop.
I'm gonna do that.
Um,
So you're at least functioning and not going on a droid acid trip.
Thank you.
not that bad. It's just the little warning signal in the corner of your Overwatch screen
Sorry,
that
let
goes,
me
you don't have
rephrase.
the full.
A droid flashback.
It's just pop-up ads.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will do that then. Basically, turn off the notification setting.
Beautiful.
Computers difficulty 2, and I'm flipping a dark side point because this is
Okay.
important.
Well, blam.
Some point my dice are gonna fail me.
Wait, when did
Not today though. That's 2 successes.
I've
think
spent
the-
2 dark side points.
when did you spend
Oh,
the
you
first
spent-
one?
2?
It was like the first roll, I think.
No, when Rerun was
Yeah,
trying
Rerun.
to get
missed it.
diagnostics
Oh, yeah.
on Powder.
I missed it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Not you spent 2 on that roll.
No,
No.
I
No,
can't
no.
actually do that.
I
Uh,
mean, you're the GM. If you want to do that, you can do that.
I
But
choose not to do things that are incredibly unfair and cheating.
okay, that's why I was confused for a moment because I was like, all right, I got 2 successes. You're like, I spent 2 dark side points. Like, damn, you really don't want this to happen. So yeah, I got
No.
2 successes.
Yeah, powder, you can still like feel and access them, and you still know that they're going off, but they're no longer impeding your senses. They're no longer being given that priority.
Beautiful. Powder will look at Corey and say, "Thank you."
Of course, we'll get we'll get this taken care of.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let's go up and make sure that they're not doing something incredibly stupid. I mean, I'm putting it like 60-40 odds.
You give them too
So-
much credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, Lux, you make your comment about she's not that dumb.
Corey, not Lux.
Fuck. Okay, we need to keep a tally because it's mostly Jeremy where I fuck this up.
It's okay. There's only a couple more. Halistra, Kinflar,
Anders.
Hisoka. Which
It
is okay
depends
because
on how long that character's been gone. That
it's okay because I can't even remember Hisoka.
You don't have to think about Hisoka for like another 36
No,
weeks.
I don't.
Alternatively, none of this information is particularly critical.
So I
at
guess.
this
Oh,
point,
go ahead.
I'd like all of you to just roll me a difficulty 3 cool check.
Oh,
Everyone?
not good.
Everyone.
Wow.
1 success, 1 threat.
An advantage and a triumph.
2 success, 2 advantage, and a triumph.
3 successes off 2 green dice and 4 threats.
A total wash. Rerun's busy thinking about something else right now.
Sorry, it took me a second to respond to that deck, but
No problem.
not too long. All right. So no one failed, annoyingly enough. So we're starting with Rerun.
Yep.
Rerun, you've got other things you'd also like to be doing. Like, you were doing something before you came back to get these idiots.
It's true.
And that objective hasn't moved for you.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, these people are doing this mission for the money. You have other motivations for getting it done.
Right. Many.
Aries, there's still that stuff back on the planet you were just at.
That's
And even if you've asked your sister to look at it, that's rattling around. Powder and Cielo, you're good.
So are we? All I want to establish is: are we going to help her? Are we? I mean, hell, are we taking her with us to this moon that we're going to have to like?
As far as I'm concerned, patch her up, drop her off somewhere. Let her make her own decisions. The only information I would want, if it was possible to get it, would be whether or not her brother had any dealings with a bastard named Yarick. Aside from that, Let
I
her make her own
mean,
choices. We're not her keepers, we're not her parents, we're not her.
No, we aren't. But if we're just going to
Mm.
drop her off, then I have a place I would like to drop her off.
Corey, you're pinching your nose.
Okay, so let me understand. Let me lay out and make sure I understand what we're saying. Now that we have taken this person who has been extensively experimented on, probably mind fucked in a psychological and conceivably programming way, killed or capped her, we're just gonna, without any potential guidance, say, okay, here you go. Make your way in this newly oppressed, well, not newly oppressive, but for her, probably newly oppressive world.
No, that's why I want to drop her off where I would like to drop her off, so she will have help and aid and support starting this new life, I guess. I do not vote we just drop her off
Right.
at wherever the fuck we're about to land.
No.
So let me, obviously not wherever the fuck we're about to land, but let me put you in a counter mindset. Imagine you are someone who has had everything you've known taken away from you.
Not hard, but go ahead.
Yeah.
And the people who took all of that away from you are trying to be helpful in dictating what you should do next. What would your reaction be?
Well, we've kind of made some assumptions in this hypothetical, but I'll play along. My reaction would be, I would like to leave. Which means if they're
Would you
dropping me off...
Would you like for those persons to tell you where to go? Suggest how you should leave? Or how you should live your life after this?
Am I in her shoes? Because if that's the case, that's exactly what is going to happen.
I would rather. No, I would not, but I am also not in a rational place at that particular moment. Rationally, the rational part of me who is in that situation would not want to be dropped off, would rather be with people that potentially, this is a meta explanation, but would potentially at least have my best interest at heart rather than go out and end up somewhere where somebody's like, yes, I am here to help you, and you trust me because I have not fucked you over. Let me take you into my whatever horrible situation they're going to put them into.
Kari, also, this person is probably like thousands, billions of credits worth of technology.
Also, technology and organ harvesting.
I'm not saying drop her off on some backwater planet that's controlled by the Hutts and shove her out the door.
Right.
I'm saying trying to dictate how she should move forward isn't exactly the option I favor.
How is my drop-off versus your drop-off worse or better?
It's not.
What's your
I was
drop-off?
talking to Corey more than anything else. I'm fine. If you're dropping her off at a place that is safe, that's fine.
Yes. That's what I would like to do. I am not for just leaving her to her own ambitions. I would like for her to have a roof over her head the first night on her own.
But ultimately, this is a sentient creature. A
Where would
person.
you be dropping her off, Salo?
Well, depending on where we end up after this jump, I would get in connection. I would contact some local rebellion groups, not the militaristic ones, but the ones that are simply there aiding and supporting local populations, and try to get her a place to stay, a warm meal, and a bed with them.
I'm not opposed to that. I mean, this could all. I know we're being speculative until we actually just fucking come clean. And then we're going to have a much better way to go, knowledge of which way to go. Because maybe, we never know. Maybe she'll be like, oh, yes, now I realize that my brother was a flaming shitbag. Thank you for rescuing me.
That is a lovely thought, Corey, and I truly hope that happens.
I realize that I've got, rose quartz glasses on right now. But
They look great on you, though.
thank you. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Though, the fact that she doesn't remember what happened is particularly interesting to me, because she was doing quite a bit of talking after the gunfire started.
Maybe
How about
she
this?
hit her head and is having memory issues in the midst of the mass slaughter.
Did
No-
you
not-
find any evidence of that?
I was more concerned about the
Game Master going away.
We lost God.
Oh,
I lost God a long time ago, it's okay.
yeah.
We are alone in the universe.
I was.
I'm back now. Sorry.
It's okay.
I
You're
don't
only
know what
gone
happened. I
like
think my internet hiccuped.
You're only gone for like half an instant.
So the question right now is less of do we tell her and more of how will we react depending on her reaction.
Did somebody's AOL just go off?
No, there's a car outside.
Okay.
And there's
I
a
thought I
microwave
heard
in the other room at my house.
Motive firing up.
Well, given I agree, Reverend. Given the fact that I'm either going to be the one talking to her or the one playing good guy to Ares bad cop, if we go that way out, I would like to know what happened in the fight. That will aid me greatly in knowing how to navigate that conversation. Can someone give me a play-by-play, a walkthrough, if you will?
Yeah. So
of
okay.
what happened in that conversation and the fight that led to that?
So everything was going.
Rerun says, good, I'll go take care of the other thing, and wheels himself out of the room.
What other thing?
I believe
He's
Rerun's
gone.
about to go inform our passenger of her brother's fate.
Weren't we just talking about the fact that I go from the
Chase
room that we're
Rerun?
at, I go to a console and I security lock down that room.
Oh, please.
I will
please.
mechanically
Like Rerun couldn't open that.
Rerun, please come
To
back.
create a difficulty, keeping in mind that being the defender, you have some additional bonuses here, and that the systems are already established, give you some bonuses. I want you to roll me a computer's check difficulty of 2.
Okay.
Lux made fancy adjustments to your last chip, not to this one.
Yeah, no, that is completely fair.
Wow, that is a lot of successes.
Wow.
That's a critical
I'm not
success.
Okay.
In fact.
I'm not even seeing this roll.
5 successes, 2 threats.
Nice.
Okay. Rerun. Where are you going?
I'm going into the workshop.
So are you ignoring me calling you to come back?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what?
So
Let's make this bed and lay in it, and I just sit back in a fucking chair.
Rerun.
Yes.
As you get to the door, it is locked. Just turning and trying to turn the lock does not successfully unlock anything.
Okay.
Would you like to make a check to get it open?
Yes, I would.
Skullduggery difficulty 2 with 2 setback die for lock systems.
Okay. Oh. When I refreshed, my character sheet went away. Hang on a second. All right.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip a light side point if that's okay.
Yep.
Or would this technically be a dark side point?
This would be it's always a light side point if you're using. It's always a dark side point if I'm using.
I almost
can use light side.
I flip
I can use the
another
dark side
light
to help
side
you.
point.
You would have had to do that on your roll, Jeremy.
I'm kidding.
Actually, no, that is not true.
No?
You
could.
can flip a light side point to give someone an upgrade on their challenge rolling against you.
No, I'm not going to.
Oh, damn it! You should though.
He has tried.
Because I got one success.
Yeah. Okay.
So is it 1 success versus Jeremy's 5 successes? Is that how this roll off worked?
Jeremy's successes added setback dice.
No.
So I got one success. Is the door open?
No.
Okay.
The 2 setback die were for Corey was doing the thing the system is supposed to do. Rerun was trying to override the existing systems.
Yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense.
so I'm confronted with the doors being locked.
Yep, the door is still locked.
Okay.
You cannot hack in at this time.
That's fine. I didn't need to be in there anyway. I go find Rainbow.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering where you were going with that. Yeah.
No, he was
Rainbow
going to the
is-
workshop for tools.
Oh, that makes sense. Rainbow's just sort of over here somewhere. Rainbow
Okay.
doesn't have a token.
He'll go over there and he wants to basically run her VIN. He wants to see if there's any serial numbers on parts or chassis or processor or anything so he can figure out where she's from, if he can find any sort of service record, that sort of thing.
Okay, that's going to be mechanics, standard difficulty of 2.
Okay.
I see Rerun rolling
sorry,
back.
sorry to freak out the rest of my players, but yeah.
No,
I see-
that was great.
I see Rerun rolling back the other way. Yep, looks like he gave up. Anyways,
Good. The poor woman sleep.
No success, but 3 advantage.
Even though she repeatedly has told you guys she can't.
Yep.
Let the woman rest her mind or whatever.
you have
Let's
to take
not
off the thing if you want to do that.
Rerun. With 3 advantages, there are serial numbers. Like you're running there's a lot of things you would need tools to get at. But there's a few serial numbers. It seems like, not unexpectedly for a droid in this condition, there are a lot of replacement parts that aren't quite the right ones. Like, you're pretty sure those fans and those lights are not the correct model. They've just sort of been shoved into the socket a little bit. Nothing so bad it's not functioning, but definitely not helping the sort of power fluctuations that you would agree with the assessment are causing the problem.
Okay. Can he take those numbers that he has now gained and go do a computer's check on a terminal to see if he can track them down?
Sure.
What's the difficulty on that one?
That's going to be difficulty of... to track them down, if you want to find out, like, where those are from and sort of what would be the appropriate part, what are you looking to learn?
Basically, if he can figure out where any of these parts were purchased or installed on this individual.
Okay, trying to track them by that sort of thing. That would actually be knowledge underworld.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think it's called knowledge underworld.
Yeah, there's an underworld knowledge.
I wasn't sure if it was underworld or criminal.
Yep.
But yeah, that's going to be at difficulty 3.
He'll use another light side point then.
Because the challenge is not turning on the computer. The challenge is knowing where to go.
Okay. 2 failures. I can't find shit.
No, like, these are standard issue parts. They were probably sold without receipts somewhere.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what he'll be busy with for the next little bit.
Okay.
So
as Rerun has moved to a different room and then moves to a different room, and you guys are just not exactly sure what your pyro droid is doing.
So Corey, you were telling me the events.
Yeah, so all right, so everything you remember our plan, right? Get him
Right.
into the room, let off the
Discuss.
poison, etc. Let off the gas, etc., etc., etc.
Right. Let me talk with him first. If things got haywire, then we go bananas on the shooty parts.
Right. So, um, we got him in the room. The other thing went off. I shut down the doors. I shut the doors and locked them so they would be stuck in the room with poison gas and
That's a good move.
hopefully
Nice.
pass out.
Smart.
Played it.
They started shooting at the door. I don't. This is Jeremy having problems remembering because this is like 4 weeks
The thing
ago at
that
this
started
point.
shooting at the door was Ares and Press.
Uh-huh.
I didn't shoot at the door.
Okay, it was Press. It was a threat to the
Oh, that's
NPCs
right.
did not shoot the door.
That's right.
There
So-
was.
They
You know
started
what?
talking about.
It's about time anyway. I'm gonna say we're gonna go to break so
Okay.
that I can give Jeremy a rundown of what Corey may or may not be telling Cielo.
Sure.
Okay.
Back in a minute.
Beautiful.
And we're back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Star Wars Afterlight Skies, where we were in the middle of a conversation when I pulled us on to break to exposit again.
Yes. All right. So, I shut the doors. At which point the Torsoless Wonder, I can't remember his name at the moment.
Jared.
Jared.
Yeah, I like Torsoless Wonder.
Me too, actually. That's some fine work.
Was talking about, well, this is your last chance. Let's talk this over. Blah blah blah. And then gunfire happened. I ran into the play. They were shooting at it. There was shooting back and forth through the door through a shield. I ended up, I found Prez's gun, and oh my god, that thing is the biggest disaster. Why bother with a useless ass flamethrower attachment to the bottom of it? So I took that off and managed to, I just had a thought about if I rerouted a couple things, I actually managed to turn it into a little one-shot ion cannon. Took down the shield. Ares and Prez got inside. There was more shooting. There was more trying to. We can talk this out. Nonsense, and maybe not nonsense. I don't know. It was kind of a moot point because of all the killing at that point. But still.
But there was a ceasefire at one point.
Oh no.
No, there was an attempt at a ceasefire. I believe that attempt was. Oh yeah. I believe that attempt was summarily vastly ignored by our side. And then I tried to help because I heard gunfire inside and I couldn't get through the shield. So I had a stun grenade in my utility belt. So I went into the other room, threw it through. It took me a couple tries to try and get it through. It went through, but I think at that point everybody was already dead inside. I had heard like one more attempt of, offering to pay more, I think it was. And there was, I think Prez had said something like that. I'd heard some sort of agreement. And then I just heard kaboom. And when I came in there, head, arms, legs.
You hit me with the stun grenade.
Okay.
You should have been positioned differently.
I didn't know it was coming.
I didn't know where you were. We're even. That's basically what happened. Oh, and Glass was entirely cogent during that time.
So she showed autonomy. She wasn't just doing the will of her brother.
Now,
I mean,
it's a bit fuzzy.
The problem there is, like I said, she has some kind of weird biomechanic restraining bolt-like device on her.
I guess a better question is, was there any outward showing of him controlling her?
It's a bit fuzzy.
Yes.
But when he started talking, she stopped.
I see.
I think it was about that time she was curled up in the corner. I think there was a lot of blaster fire.
When they tried to stop the fight and discuss new terms, what was the reasoning for not accepting more credits or something like that?
I don't know. I was not in the room at that point. I wasn't even in that area when the gunfire started. I was up in the on the bridge because that's where you shut the doors and lock them. Ideally.
There is.
I didn't hear any offer for more credits. Then again, I had a gun in my hand that was blasting, so it's hard to hear over that.
So you just don't have a lot of experience shooting then, I guess. Okay.
Oh no, I have quite a lot of experience shooting. If you'd like, I can show you.
Yeah. As soon as Siolo says that,
let me give you a tip.
Corey just kind of takes a subtle.
Is that a threat?
Away. No, not a threat. Let me give you a tip. Because if you run into any other Mandalorians, I guarantee they won't be as nice as me. Never insult a Mandalorian's ability to shoot.
Well, then do a better job listening during a fight.
Don't talk like that much either if you really want to keep those things on your head.
Alright, well, y'all obviously don't need me. Y'all can make decisions fine on your own. I'm gonna go do some
Well,
reading.
If you had wanted to help, you could have done something rather than hiding behind the couch, but, you know.
I go to my room to read.
Cielo, and Corey would know this too. No one ever called for you.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know if that's important to any of you, but that would be true. Something you're all aware of.
In character reasons to explain out of character absence. Oh,
Cielo,
like, well, that could have gone better.
He didn't die. Went great as far as I'm concerned.
While I'm in my room,
You're a
I'm actually on my data pad researching his clan.
You're a very
Okay.
one of two roads kind of person. You don't do a lot of off-road traveling, do you?
I'm not quite certain what that
I'm
means.
gonna.
And there
right.
I have my answer. And she's going to go.
Aries, I want you to make me a knowledge warfare roll, difficulty 1.
Okay.
Cielo, I want. This is not quite perfect, but it's the closest skill there is, so I want you to make me a knowledge xenology check, difficulty of 3.
Perfect. I'm gonna burn a light side.
Failure 2 advantage.
No, you're confident in your position. Everything you said was perfectly correct.
Oh no, it was bullshit. Ares was bullshitting.
Difficulty 3.
You're confident in what you said.
You sound.
I accidentally upgraded the difficulty. Damn it.
I was fully bullshitting there.
Okay, let's try that again.
You're confident that's it. Let me rephrase because I didn't phrase it very well why I was making you make the roll. You're confident that was the correct thing to tell Cielo.
Oh.
Sorry, that was the GM, not the roll.
Okay.
My bad.
A success with 2 advantages.
Okay. The
And
success with 2
Powder is-
advantage
Walking to the door.
is the Mandalorians, while the internal workings are a private personal affair, are pretty proud of their heritage and proud of their lineages, and the existence of clans and the history of those clans is pretty easy to access information, even if the intricacies of Mandoa, the exact cultural practices tend to be a little more personal and guarded and passed down along those family lines. It seems you learn some basic history of the Mandalorian culture and Mandoa. Basically, during the era of the Old Republic, the Mandalorians had an issue with the Old Republic.
Right, yeah, I would
became
assume
a fight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this because it's exposition that just because you know out of character.
It's also for the audience.
Gotcha.
It's also for the audience. It's also for the other players who are going to message me in chat if I don't say this all. Mandoa and the Mandalorians had a little issue with the Republic. The Republic, and specifically the Jedi, stepped in, instituted a more peaceful government in place of what was currently there. And many of the clans left at that time. As I look at Ares' backstory to make sure I didn't fuck this up.
Not so far.
Yeah. Where did you put your backstory? Oh,
It's in the bio
your
and
bio
info.
and info in the obvious place.
Yep.
the Archinos clan was one of these clans that proudly left. They did not necessarily support the new Mandalorian, which, Cielo, you're probably not terribly familiar with the new Mandalorian government, other than that it was peaceful, artsy, and it generally got along well with your own people, and then wasn't around anymore.
Okay.
Other than that, they're a smaller clan. Was there something specific you were hoping to learn?
No, I mean, now pretty much anytime I have downtime, I am researching this individual's family.
Okay.
Because I have
For
a lot of
now,
contacts across
I'm
the
gonna
galaxy.
say that's as much as you've gotten.
Perfect. That's fine.
But you probably can make more checks later.
Cool.
As a side note, that's one of the few things that kind of annoys me about Roll20. They have a bio spot on the sheet, and then they have a bio tab. So you have to figure out where you put your bio.
I'm personally just confused because I don't specify a preference between those two, so I then get confused.
Well, and that's just because not all character sheets are formatted the same.
Yeah.
So there's always a bio tab.
I get it. It's just like, why include a bio section on your on the character sheet programming if you have a bio tab?
It's a fair question.
Yep.
I look over at Corey. He never did say where he wanted to go.
That's kind of a good point. I'm not really. I mean, we're already moving. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, when we get out, we have another place to go.
Yes, we do. How long till we hit our spot? You programmed it.
How long till we come out of hyperspace?
Should have come out an hour ago.
Wait, what?
Based on your guess.
I sort of look up. I just walk up to the cockpit.
Oh man, I was hoping you'd be like, huh?
Oh, he's not wearing his helmet, so you can see there's like
you
a confused.
did ask the question.
There's
and
a
then he
confused look on
got
his face.
Confused and walked away.
Yeah, no, I'm not wearing my helmet, so yeah, there was a confused look on my face. Hang on,
Aries.
and I
What's
just
Aries?
The cockpit. Do you follow?
I follow behind. You're not talking.
Once we get into the cockpit, I'm
Where
just
is
like
he when you're
checking
not
the
talking?
computer. We should have come out an hour ago, actually.
Did you miss Oh my God! What the? I'm going to check the coordinates. See if it was program. I'm assuming it was.
Astrogation difficulty 3, and rerun about this time. You're also wheeling up to the cockpit.
Jack, you muted.
So rerun comes in. Checking the coordinates, are you, fuckstick?
Huh?
Not talking to you. You're not the idiot that programmed this route.
I mean, I'm the one checking the coordinates.
Yeah,
So
Corey's
that's
the one
why
checking the coordinates.
it came into play.
Well, no, he came in and saw Ares
Hey, look,
basically.
I finally failed at something. Two failures.
And Corey. We're both here.
What?
So,
Corey,
Flyboy.
you're not sure where these coordinates are.
What?
next time you're planning on sending us hurtling through a alternate dimension of subspace in order to get somewhere in an efficient manner, you're gonna call me first. Capiche?
No.
Fair enough. I guess we'll have to do this Republic Navy rules then.
Corey raises her hand.
Hang on a second.
Powder, what are you doing during this situation?
Powder has gone back to where Glass is and is just standing outside the door.
Okay.
Every once in a while, they'll try the handle.
All right. Rerun, you're doing that first?
Yes. Is that a computer's check?
Yeah, that would be computers, and I'm going to say standard difficulty of 2 because in some ways this is contested against things that have already happened and will happen in the future.
Okay. I'm going to use a light side point.
Sorry, Jeremy, are you raising a hand?
That's Corey raising her hand.
Okay.
Because Corey raised her hand after after reruns of the Republic Navy rules.
3 advantage.
All right. You do what you set out to do
Okay.
to that level.
All right.
Do we see Rerun doing something?
He just plugs
You
it. He just
see
plugs.
a droid doing the little thing in the slot. Droids don't need screens, which makes it much harder to know what he's doing.
But
than
we see him roll up and
accessing.
plug into a
he is
slot.
currently accessing the computer.
Yep.
I have a question.
For who?
Well, you said it. So what's Republic Navy rules?
Well, give me a minute here while we make sure that only competent individuals have any computer privileges on this ship.
See, you keep talking like that, and I don't think you understand where it's going to land you.
He's ignoring you.
Doo-dee-doo. Corey's positioning herself away from any potential firefight.
Let's see how Ares handles that.
Oh.
We're going to just say difficulty 2. Cool roll.
While this is going on, I
flat.
calm
Okay.
Corey, just going, do we know where we're going yet? We haven't exited hyperspace.
Stand by.
Now,
Answer forthcoming.
based on his
Maybe.
previous
Lock your door.
based on his previous astrogation computers check, Rerun knows where we're headed, right?
Corey, actually, this would be a question for both Cielo and Corey. Is Powder linked in on this conversation?
Probably.
Sure. I'm just trying to figure out where we're going, so I'm not trying to hide this.
Okay.
If it's on the normal comms, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Powder, we may need you up here shortly. Click.
Why?
Oh no, I don't think Powder could do anything to help a droid.
Cielo? Or, fuck. Ares is the one that I was talking to. Ares, what are you doing?
Staring at Rerun right now.
Okay.
Powder will start heading toward the cockpit.
I rolled a flat roll, not a negative. Not a failure. So.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
I
I
don't-
do
I
want
don't
you to roll
immediately
me a
trash can
knowledge
rerun.
warfare roll in relation to this. Difficulty of 1.
All right. Advantage.
As awesome as you are, you do understand intellectually, whether or not it matters to your honor, that you are not good at everything.
No, I know that. Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with being good at everything. It has to do with the blatant disrespect of the way he's being talked to. Like if people would come at it without hostility in their language and
Okay,
stance.
so I don't
it
need a
wouldn't
full
be.
explanation. I'm just letting you know that your character
Yeah.
is aware of insetting information.
Yes, absolutely aware of that. That's not where the problem lies.
So,
So yeah, I'm going to can I turn off the hyperdrive while Rerun's still hooked into the computer?
Isn't that bad?
If
Yeah,
Rerun
it's
is
in
currently
high-
still cooked into the computer and you want to do something that significant without another R unit there, you're going to have to roll off against a rerun at computer.
I know. I was just wondering if there was like in the Millennium Falcon, there's a switch that it is pull. Like if there was like an emergency stop break.
There is an emergency stop break. That's not what the hyperdrive does. And
Yeah.
with rerun plugged in, I just gave you your answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
The computer
fine.
can override it. Yeah.
That's fine then. I just continue to stare.
Can I make another computer's check?
Yep.
As Powder makes their way to the cockpit.
Guys,
Yes.
1 success, 3 more advantage.
we co.
Okay.
Probably not.
Just fine.
Powder, what's going on?
Let's not. If you're okay, if
I do
people
not know.
are gonna shoot people, let's not do it on the inside of my ship. And when I say my ship, I'm talking about, like I would say, my patient or my girlfriend. Because that is the level of affection I hold for this ship. I hold y'all in much less level of affection.
Is Corey doing this over the comm or just in the room?
No, just in the room.
Okay.
I see
All she
no
said in
need
the-
for any violence whatsoever, Corey.
All right. Then.
Then you really need to adjust your vocoder.
It's a work in progress.
Let me
Have
just
I
make,
made it to the cockpit?
let me just make this clear, Rira. I like you enough. If you continue to talk to me the way you've been talking to me, I will find out what your insides look like. And that is not a threat, that is a promise.
His barrel body swivels a little bit, and a pair of doors just open, and you can see all his insides.
Yes.
When you don't want me to know.
Feast your eyes. Hang on a minute. I put it on speakers.
Okay. Aries, your sister pops onto the screen.
I don't know who this is. Probably for one of you.
Yes, I say in Mandoa.
Hello, brother. Have you thought about what I said at all?
Yep.
Who's talking?
Not sure.
Somebody who just referred to Aries' brother.
I'm assuming she'd
But
also be
in
talking
Mandoa.
to Mandoa.
She started this conversation in Mandoa because she
Never
didn't
mind.
know the rest of you were there.
Yep.
But
Never mind.
when she
Ignore-
hears that, she'll switch to
Basic.
basic. Sorry, I was gonna go common. That's the
Right.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't realize your friends were here.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we are.
They are.
Oh, Aries is my darling little baby. Hey, brother.
I'm older than you.
He's my darling little baby brother because
You're
he's my
literally the
subordinate.
second child.
That's lovely. What's your name, dear?
Aries, what is my name?
Athena.
Of course.
Awesome.
Of
name.
course it is.
Dope
course.
as hell.
Because why not?
Athena, dear, and you?
Name is Siolo. You can call me Sai, though. It seems you have been in contact with the ship recently. Is that correct, Rerun?
She just called.
See,
I haven't looked at any previous comm records, so as far as I know, she just called.
I assumed you called her. Okay, well, what can we do for you, Miss
Oh, I
Athena?
was just hoping to talk to my brother, or on something that he asked me to look into.
Yes, sister.
But she'll sort of like look around the hollow screen. Seems like things are a bit tense at the moment. Brother, I hope you've been listening to my instructions.
Oh, I have.
But what were those instructions, just out of curiosity?
Well,
if they-
toodaloo, see you later.
Bye, sister. I'll talk to you later.
And the comm blinks off.
Corey, in the midst of that conversation, it has become so uncomfortable. She is trying to stealth away from the room.
Go ahead, make that roll. Standard difficulty in this case.
I start making my way.
I'll give you a favorite terrain boost die because it is funny.
Favorite terrain. Yes.
Yes.
I start making my way to the cockpit.
Yeah, have I reached the cockpit yet?
2 successes.
Oh, look at
Okay.
that
Ooh,
boost
I want
die
to see if I see you leaving.
What would the
Powder,
Hell of
you
a
and
boost.
Cielo have both arrived at the cockpit at this point.
What would the difficulty in seeing
I-
Corey leave be?
I
Oh,
should have
roll
gotten the
Same
cockpit
roll,
before-
difficulty 2.
Or would he?
It's a
Perception?
contested roll. That's gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I noticed you leave.
I should
I
have gotten to the cockpit much
Yeah,
before
You were-
Cielo.
Yeah.
you were at the
For the
cockpit.
convenience of this
Okay.
situation, I am not measuring your footsteps while you're on a map that you don't all use.
It's fine.
You definitely would have gotten to the cockpit at that point. It's not that big of a shit.
You're both there.
So who is that? Your sister?
Yes, my sister.
What was she calling about?
I called to inform her that the person that we just got done dealing with had Mandalorian armor on display.
That doesn't sound right.
What doesn't sound right?
Was he Mandalorian?
No, which is why it was a problem.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know
Yes.
much, but I think I have heard at least that bit.
A Mandalorian's
Was
Beskar gum.
Dumb?
Yes. A Mandalorian's Beskar gum is more than just a piece of armor. It's his home. It's his life. It's his honor. Having it on display is an insult to the Mandalorians. I called and informed her that he might have other relics of our kind. The Qatal Quran will likely be making its way there eventually to reclaim the armor and any other information about its owner.
What does that mean for? Oh, he's dead. What is? Or are they just gonna ransack his home and kill his servants?
Well, if they try to fight them, probably they'll die. If they don't, they'll probably live. So long as they don't try to stop them from taking the armor and anything else Mandalorian in the compound.
Powder will look at Corey. Why was I needed?
Corey's not
Corey's
there
not-
anymore.
Corey,
Corey fucking ghosted.
Well,
See, here's the thing,
yes.
Ciolo. To a Mandalorian, honor is everything. More valuable than life. So when you insult that honor, just imagine what that means.
I'm getting the sense that honor is a very large umbrella term.
It can be for some.
Doesn't help me at all, actually. But
Let me put it to
okay.
you in terms you'll understand then. Speak with respect.
Respect is earned, sir, not given freely.
Well, I
Speaking
indicate.
of
I
which,
nod towards the room that was covered in blood earlier.
What does that have to do with anything?
Don't question my gun arm.
Question whatever the fuck I want. That is literally my job. That's what you hired me to do.
I didn't hire you to do anything.
You
You
brought
weren't
me
s-
on.
fascinating discussion.
Surprised what you're doing.
Ares, how good of a pilot are you?
Very good. Why?
All right. Navigation is mine. Piloting is yours.
That's fine.
Can we come to terms with that?
You certainly can.
Excellent. Contact me whenever we need to make a jump. I will be happy to perform any necessary calculations for destinations you choose.
That is fine.
Excellent.
Very good.
Rerun, have you done anything to edit the non-coordinates that Ares has already set?
Only if he can do so safely.
Oh god.
Mid hyperspace, I believe the answer to that is no.
Right? Yeah. No. I
Not
assume
really,
rerun.
but
Right.
yeah.
I mean, if there's any option of getting us out of hyperspace as soon and as safely as possible, he'll be happy to work with that if he can. Yes.
there are what I'll say is there are additional safety precautions. You can essentially be like, oops, we made a mistake. Let me put up all of the possible shields and warning systems.
Yeah, he'll turn those on.
Yeah.
And this follows on our discussion very early in this in this whole in Afterlight Skies of can you do a U-turn in hyperspace?
Can you do a U-turn in hyperspace?
No, But you can turn on the warning lights that let you know
Yeah.
before you fall into a star.
There you go.
Yep. Scanning for gravity shadows, that sort of thing, making sure we've got,
Random
Yeah.
planets.
But yes, Cielo. Yes, Cielo.
Oh, look, it's a comet.
Respect is earned. It's also earned both ways. So why don't we start this again? Rather than you rapidly heading towards a place where I kill you.
See, there's those threats again.
That's
I
not a
just-
threat.
Son, I don't think those words mean what you think they mean. You need to work on your linguistic
Yes.
skills. That was a threat.
Tell you what, I'll work on my linguistics. You work on pulling that stick out your ass. Sound good?
Am I not seeing something? Oh,
Stick
got
in
it.
the ass is a pejorative phrase, I believe, based on what faulty linguistic materials I was able to cobble together in order to form this modulator.
Got it. I was misunderstanding, just expecting common crew decency as being a hard ass. Okay, understood. I will do my best. As you visibly see my tentacles twist as if I'm doing this, and
That's
I
fun.
walk off.
It's so much fun to have a party that's infighting when I'm not part of the infighting. I'm usually the cause of it.
Super easy to infight with
Now
me.
you know how I feel when I GM these games.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I don't stop you. Ever.
No.
So, but on the topic of the member of the party that is not, members of the party that are not in fighting. First, Powder, you're seeing all of this go down. What are you doing?
Just standing there because Powder has no idea why they were called to the cockpit. Because Corey has walked away, apparently.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair.
Rerun will turn around. Corey went that way.
Thank you. Go find Corey.
Corey, where are you going?
Corey went to a random one of the upstairs random rooms that is not the blood room, which I realize is not the blood room anymore, but still.
It's the mopped up blood room. It is really hard to get that much blood out of a bed.
And
doesn't-
even if it was perfectly clean,
We're
in
still
your
gonna call it
mind,
the blood room.
going forward,
It's the blood
it's
room.
the blood
It's
room.
the blood room.
Okay, got it.
So
Awesome.
yes, she is in the room directly opposite that, just sitting on the bed in the arms around legs thing, because she is really not comfortable with with tension between between a crew.
The blood room
Okay.
was 8,
The blood room
The
was
blood room
3.
was 3.
wasn't it?
All
Oh, it was
of the-
3.
one of the-
That's right.
All
That's
of the
right, that's
bedrooms
right.
have the same number.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
Powder, after some time you find Corey.
Okay. You called for me, and then
Oh.
left.
Yeah, I haven't heard blaster fire, so I think you're good. There was the distinct chance that they were going to try and kill each other, and so medical attention and mechanical connection, attention would have been needed. And I was there for the mechanical, and I needed you there for the medical. But it's fine now?
Okay.
Is it?
I believe
I don't know,
so.
They could have switched to melee weapons, and I wouldn't be able to tell because I wouldn't hear the blaster fire.
When I
So
left,
oh.
there was talking.
Okay, I need to talking, smile talk, or
They seem to have come to some agreement.
okay.
Please
So
quote
nobody's
the
talking
agreement.
about-
Please quote
Nobody's
the agreement.
nobody's talking about throwing people out of airlocks or tearing apart or seeing what the inside of droids look like or
I
any-
believe that was brought up,
yes, no,
but
I
I
was in the
believe that
room with
was resolved.
okay. And she just visibly relaxes. Good.
Rerun is an acquired taste.
The rerun's
That's-
great.
I
Rerun's
do not believe Aries can ever acquire.
Well, like I said, when I asked him he only he doesn't do a lot of off-roading. He said, "I don't know what you mean," and that tells me everything I need to know. It's not a bad thing. It's just some people have very binary mindsets.
Droid joke.
Yeah.
Not really joke, just her way of explaining the situation. Because she thinks
Technician humor.
her mind is half droid, practically. So I have a very binary mindset. I
Yes.
think that's Aries.
Yes.
This doesn't seem like a very binary. I mean,
Situation.
yes, situation. Good way to put it. Yes. It's fine. It'll all work out. We still have no fucking idea what we're doing about glass, do we?
I do not believe so. But may I suggest that I be the one to tell her? As a neutral party?
So that's actually a really good idea. Because you're essentially, her doctor at the moment. She was looking at, at Torsolus as the person taking care of her. You and me, but are the people taking care of her? There might be a little bit of transference there. You have a way you can. No, that's good.
Putting people at ease is part of my programming. I think.
Yeah, go for it. As far as I'm concerned, we should probably check with the others because otherwise we'll do it and then they'll get angry at us and then people start shouting and then threats will be made again and eventually at the end of one of these threats somebody's going to start opening fire and I'd rather really not have that happen.
Yes.
But yes, that I am in support. We have 2 votes for that out of 5. So 6, but Praz is asleep at the moment, so his vote doesn't count.
With how long you've known Praz probably put in a neutral vote.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That or he voted for jettisoning her into space and got shot down. Cody's not here to make that determination.
Rerun goes looking for Siolo.
Okay.
I'm easy to find.
Yeah.
Laying in bed reading like normal.
Shall
Hello.
we round them up again?
Yeah, I go check with everybody. I'm cool. I need to. I'm at about a here. I need to be about at a here.
Awesome.
Powder will hold up the needle. I can help with that.
No. That's good.
Powder's solution to most problems, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
Would you like to be sedated?
I have anesthetic. I
Make
can
a
put
song
you to
about that.
sleep.
20, 24
So-
hours to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
Sorry. Yeah.
So, rerun and CLO. This is happening concurrently for those who really need the times.
Hello.
Hello, Rerun. You need something.
Maybe. Do you?
Yes, but probably not something you can help with. But what can I hopefully help you with?
You seem like the sort of... I'm still learning. The sort of person who knows people.
I know quite a few. It's spread out, but I know a few.
Do you know the other astromech?
Rainbow, correct?
Which is the droid equivalent of a shrug.
I believe I heard someone mention that name. No, I maybe a day or about a week longer than you do.
I pulled some parts numbers off of her. I don't know what's wrong with them,
Okay.
but
You want me to see if I can trace them?
if you can and don't mind,
Yeah, no, I'll, do you have a time limit? The more time you give me, the better odds I have.
as long as it takes, probably, I will be trying to fix her, but the more I know ahead of time, the easier that will probably be.
Okay, yeah, just set them on my table, and I'll do my best.
Excellent. Another slightly more open-ended question.
Those are my favorite.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, yeah, that's open-ended. Could you narrow it down? What specific situation are you speaking towards?
Still working for the Shaper, killing some people. Do we know why or how many or...
Well, I can tell you what I know, which is the Shapers apparently, it sounded like this group's boss. And I do air quotes when I say boss. As in strictly the sense he hired them to do a job. I came on post-hiring, so I was not present for that discussion. But to my understanding, he's got some competition he wants out of the way. And these two individuals are said competition.
I see.
Yes.
And you were hired because you're a lithograph? A person good at talking? Sorry?
Lithograph.
First one was close too. Yes, a mutual friend between us and the crew said that they needed someone who could do more than just point and shoot, and that's how she brought me on. Which I like to just, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I did an astounding job at that with my very first mission. But, that seemed to be overrun the moment I wasn't called to help in the fight, and thus I was not there, and thus now I am apparently a liability and carry no weight, which is fine. I do not have a problem with them having the wrong interpretation of me. It gives me an upper hand.
I think overrun is probably somewhere in the ship's bylaws. But yes. So.
That's where I am. I'm a fairly new hire.
If I may make a suggestion.
Have at it.
Diplomacy is not anyone on board's primary technique, I would say, most likely.
I've noticed Corey, actually, she's honestly not that bad at it, but I do agree.
It may take some time to adjust to that even being an option for some individuals.
So am I just to shoot the Mandalorian?
Sorry.
In a way, yes. In a way, no. Watch for good opportunities to make yourself vital.
Oh, you mean like literally the entire last mission up until about the last couple of hours?
Look for opportunities to make yourself the only option.
Oh, that's a tall order.
Yes. It is much easier for the crew to appreciate the mechanic when they are under fire.
How about this? I'll offer a proposal, a trade.
Okay.
I will do my damnedest to trace these numbers, and I will work on it until I succeed. If you, over time, can trace that hollow call of Ares' sister,
That sounds fun.
I figured you'd like that puzzle. Thank you. And I immediately get to work on tracing these numbers.
And I go find a computer terminal to trace some communications.
Not hard, because I'm about to call my sister right back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're gonna go to Ares next. I think I know what he may be doing.
I call my sister back.
She'll blink back on the screen. Hey there, brother.
Right.
Back in Mandoa.
Yeah. Oh, what's up?
Oh, we did actually have a ship in the area. I didn't. He's one of the more like estranged friend of the clan, not ours.
Right, right.
But he didn't mind stopping by. You made quite a show, Carrie.
I try. The Twi'lek came up with that idea. Still doesn't know why it's funny.
Anyway. Anyway, you wanted to know about the armor that was there. It's his. Definitely his.
Find any records about the sale? Assuming that he sold it, because an honest pig would.
No. We got records. The entire place was a mess, and some of us don't mind sneaking when it's necessary.
I didn't shoot a soul until they were on the ship.
Not what I meant, and you know it.
I know.
What I meant is, I know absolutely how good you are at subtlety.
I'm a breach and enter kind of guy, I understand.
Yeah. But all of it's encoded. We don't have... Are you familiar with ciphers? Probably not. No, you're not.
I know the term.
Think puzzle that needs the key and cannot really be hacked.
Right.
Well, if we had a few hundred years.
I think I might know where the key is.
Great. If you can get me the key, I can get you at least something of the sales records.
The trick is that it's attached to Deadman's sister, whom he turned into a showpiece.
Run that by me again?
Right.
He's parading around corpses?
Kind of. Deadman liked to collect shiny things. His sister, he turned into one of those shiny things. Artificial heart, lots of other cybernetics. Attached her to a, what's the word? Some sort of cybernetic that, when his heart stopped beating, she turns off. Like a restraining bolt on a droid, but on a human.
Custom restraining bolt? Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question you know the answer to. Why do you have a cybernetic arm?
Because I cut my own off to escape captivity of a slaver.
Why am I... Think simpler.
Because I need my arm?
And you didn't have it?
Correct.
Why might someone have a cybernetic heart?
Because it was removed and they didn't have one.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Then again, I haven't had contact with this guy beyond a few jumbled sales records.
He's a bit of a prick.
Well, we've recovered the armor, and I have full intention of ensuring it's restored to... Ensuring that it is restored to the proper lineage.
Right. I'll see if we can't figure out a way to acquire that information, if it's available from his sister.
Brother,
Yes?
this isn't the same thing, but I know that look you have when you're about to punch something or want something dead.
I'm not gonna... Well, that's not related to this.
No, it's not. But you're my baby brother.
I'm older than you.
By which I mean you're my subordinate.
Only because...
Mic drop.
And
I feel like that was less a mic drop than a record scratch. Because it was Ares's comment that went
Right. I'm not
I
gonna
thought the
punch the
Twilight
girl.
boy seemed very nice and passive.
Very passive.
Not a problem.
It is when he starts getting uppity.
Maybe don't try and walk over the passive ones. Some alligators pretend to be rocks just until you step on them.
Do you have another barrage of similes and metaphors for me? Or are we done?
Ares, play nice with your friend, Enzor. I will take you off of this playdate and drag you home. And the screen goes away. And
I send a message. I just send it like a message in Mando and not a call, saying just because you turn off the phone doesn't mean I don't know how to call back.
That was such a mom thing. That was awesome.
like
I would like to trade Ares for Athena. Is that an option? Can we do a wife swap or something? Can we?
It's my sister.
Because
You
Athena is
sick,
awesome.
filthy prick.
I mean, all I kept thinking of, and this is not going to be a good reference for
wait,
most
whose
people.
wife is Ares? I really want to know now.
Well, it's more Ares is the wife and Athena, so I want Athena on our team, not Ares.
Oh,
So you want
All I
a
could think
sibling
of
swap?
was-
She's
No, no.
busy running a clan.
there's a scene in I, Tanya, which by the way you should all see. It's amazing, but where she keeps hanging up on Jeff Gurley, and he's at his friend's house who lives with his mom, and he keep out to yell, Can you dial that number back? It's the local number.
I head down.
That's how Athena generally ends conversations with you, Ares.
Yes, I know, and that's why I send the message back, saying I can call you back. Hanging up means nothing. And then I'm gonna go find Corey.
Okay. Corey's still in.
So
Corey's still in random room 3.
I'll let Aaron-
yeah, cool. Before we get to that, just because there were a lot of things happening concurrently, Powder, you said you wanted to go around and check in on people.
Yeah, Powder was going to head back to the cockpit because that's where everybody was.
When you get back to the cockpit, the doors seems to be locked.
Okay. Then Powder's going to go to the kitchen and make coffee.
Can do.
Yes, that's what I need now to be more jumpy.
Decaf. Making decaf.
Aw.
I like to think Powder gets halfway through and is like, wait, let me go make decaf.
Just like
Probably.
reaching for the. No.
Okay. So unless anyone has something that they were going to do that was very quick, next thing that happens is Corey, about 5-10 minutes after Powder left, Ares shows up.
Ding,
Hey.
ding, ding. Hey, I have a scavenger hunt for you.
All right. He gets up off the bed.
So-
We need.
My sister found coding or found a book of sales, effectively, of
I'm still listening. I'm
torsoless
sorry.
dickhead guy. Relating.
Jared. His name is Jared.
I know.
So what you're saying is Athena went to Jared?
And apparently
Ooh.
his sales his sales records are encrypted with a cipher. Apparently it needs a key to
Awesome.
unlock. And I can guess of one place where it might be. I wanted to see if you had other thoughts. Yeah.
I would need to see the infrastructure first. Oh God, you're. Oh,
I figured you'd get there eventually.
We cannot data mine
I know.
probably psychologically traumatized woman.
I know.
Okay.
I like to think we all heard Corey just moan out loud like that in just anger and also frustration.
Through the shared destiny you all have, you feel this moment of pure distress.
There's disturbance in
And
the
that's
force.
when Powder reaches for the decaf instead.
Dude, even like fucking Lux and Center like feel a disturbance somehow.
Yeah.
And then they go back to shooting things wherever
Yes.
the fuck they are.
Look,
Okay.
it's important to me and my clan, but I understand that it's not an easy ask.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Just to make it clear why it's important. All right? And he reaches over and grabs one of the semi-bloody chairs, pulls over, sort of sits down in it. And just holds up, like, raises up his left hand and sort of removes the gauntlet so you can see the cybernetics. So, how I got this. Yarrick was a Mandalorian, slave soldier, captured in war, brought into the family, given a place, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You just about lost me with slave soldier already, but
It's-
I get it.
yeah.
It's go ahead.
Basically, if you don't want to die, you join the military and you serve.
Right.
Was working with me on a hunt. We were hunting down a slaver, an actual like proper slaver, not a
Right.
Trandoshan bastard. Well, me and him goes in, and turns out he's made a deal with this Trandoshan. Me for him. So he knocks me out, locks me up, leaves me for the Trandoshan. I get free. Trandoshan has a vibro. Actually, my vibro axe, you've seen it. Trandoshan had it. Dropped my shoulder on it, cut my arm off, use it to kill him. Anyways, I get back to the Guitar Quran. What?
Go ahead. Keep going.
What?
Nothing. Just
People always react like that when I tell them the story. I don't know why.
go. Just
Anyways.
keep talking. Don't leave me thinking about these things.
Oh, it hurt like a bitch. Anyways, so I get back to the Guitar Quran. That's my family's craft, right?
Uh-huh.
It's crashed. Yarick sabotaged it before we left. I go there and I fish out my sister and I fish out the corpses of the rest of my family.
Mm-hmm.
My father,
Okay.
my mother, and all my siblings. We were a big family. More than just me and my sister.
Right.
So I leave my sister's left in charge. I'm left hunting. That's why Yarick's important. This was his armor that Jared had.
You're sure?
Yes. My sister's already confirmed it. She's got the book of sale but can't read it. I wouldn't ask.
You are really fucking lucky. I have a soft spot for family issues.
I wouldn't ask, but
Is it information that you need immediately, or can we give her some time to adjust
No.
before asking to
No.
intrude upon her memory banks?
Take as long as you like.
Okay.
Don't worry.
That's
Copy.
why. So the reason this kind of got lost in between the intimations of murdering each other, but I really feel like she needs to stay on this ship for a while so she can acclimate and become familiar with the way things are now around everywhere. We don't know how long she's been like this. So if we end as an added incentive, if we can keep her on this ship a while, that gives her more time to adjust and more time for me to potentially get this information.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
So
But anyways,
Right.
you know why it's important to me.
I get it. That's a really fucked up story, but I get it.
Yeah. Well. And just because I can't look at him without wanting to punch him in the throat right now, could you maybe help me out with Ciolo? Because I really don't want to kill him. But he keeps making me want to kill him.
Oh, God. Okay, I don't do well with inner group.
I know. Like,
It's-
I'm trying to help me out here, all right?
This is why droids are so much better than organics. Yeah, they tend to not get along, but they get along. They resolve it in such more acceptable ways most of the time, except for those weird assassin droids. But that's a whole different matter.
I know. I'll get you there.
What
I
do
understand.
you need?
Just,
I can't promise, but I'll hear you out.
I don't know, just... You may have noticed already, but I have a bit of a hot streak. Right?
No,
Don't patronize me.
it's not patronization. It's sarcasm. There's a difference.
Right. Bit of a hot streak. Always
Yeah.
have had. Always have had.
Yeah.
My sister's the more level-headed one of the two of us. Always has been.
Okay.
I don't want to kill him. I really don't.
I mean, I don't want you to kill him, so that works.
We're on the same page there.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to get killed.
That's fair.
Okay.
I just need. I need him to stop talking. There's more to this sentence. I just need to.
I was gonna say that's gonna be
no.
difficult.
I need him to stop talking. Like he's the big rooster in the in-house.
Okay.
Alright. We had this whole conversation a week ago about how nobody's really in charge. We're all working together, and then when things don't go his way, all of a sudden he's in charge, or at least it feels like that. So, I really need that to stop. But I feel like if I try to bring that up, I'm gonna throttle him.
I mean, that's an entire ship thing. Is somebody needs to be in charge.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I mean, if you want my thoughts on it, and this isn't meant to be insulting towards anybody, but it shouldn't. The person it should be is probably Praz, but he probably isn't going to take control because he seems too laid back for that. Right now, I'm leaning towards I'm leaning towards Rerun, because Rerun.
Fuck no, Jesus, fuck.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Rerun at least knows, like, okay, you're great in tactical situations, but every other situation, you're probably the last choice. No offense.
No, I'm a
Ciolo's great in the
You're the
talkie
reason your sister's
situation,
leading the class.
but in every other situation, wrong choice.
I voluntarily gave up the eldest child's position so that she could lead.
Yeah.
Yes, I know she's better at that.
I'm not really a type A personality, and technically, more than anybody here, I don't work for anybody here. I work for the Shaper.
Yeah. I mean,
So there's conflict of interest issues there. And I'm be honest, I have no idea what the fuck's going on with Powder right now. I'm still trying to get into it. But medical droids don't usually end up as leaders of a ship.
Yeah, typically not. Also, that one's weird.
It's your fault. You're the one who decided. You're the one who was like, "All right, I'm taking control here."
They're always like that one. That one's also weird. Like their answer to everything is to inject it with a needle. That's kind of disgusting.
There's a lot going on there. I can't really talk about a lot of it, but
Right.
we're gonna get that sorted out. It's fine. But we need, and that is a conversation I feel like we need to have as a group, probably all in separate rooms that are locked through comms.
That actually might very well be a very good idea.
But that's a conversation for later. Right now, yeah, I will try to.
I know it's a lot, but
I'll see what I can do.
I've kind of only got like 2 skill sets, and one of them isn't talking peacefully.
Right. No, I got that. All right. Yeah, I'll try. I make no promises, but we'll see what I can.
That's fine. You're good. I understand. Right. Probably need to figure out where we're going next. Still, actually.
Yeah, no. Powder and I were talking about how that didn't seem to really get resolved. We still don't know where we're going once we stop. So
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
I'll go talk. Yeah, I'll go see if I can talk to people.
Right. I'm going to stay here and keep cleaning up because I can do that.
Yeah, could you? Because I can
I
know I'm I know I'm fairly close, but all the way across the hall, and I can still smell.
It's better than it was, all right? I'm working on it. The bodies are not in here anymore.
there. I know it smells like we're in the room, but we're actually across from the room.
I'll get it. I'm working on it. I've only
Alright.
got so much. I don't think Praz bought any cleaning supplies other than what was already on the ship. I've got a bucket.
No.
I got a bucket and some water.
No, he didn't.
That's all I've got.
I mean, there is that. If you take all of the sheets and everything, that stuff all got moved out, didn't it already?
No, just the bodies.
We had taken that stuff specifically out. This is out of character.
Mhm.
We had taken that stuff
Yeah.
specifically out of the room.
All that was in the room was a little
that's right.
table.
All that was in the room was the table with the holocron. That was
Yes.
prep.
Yep.
That was way before.
Yep.
Just a carpet, really.
There is. I know it's around there, so it's probably on that the circular couch, but there is that flamethrower attachment.
I've got one on my rifle too.
I mean,
Or just burn the carpet, I guess.
I'm sure there's probably a roll of that carpet around here somewhere in storage. If not, oh no, the carpet in that room is a different color. Next time we replace it. We've got several rooms. It's not like we need to.
No,
somebody
I think,
has to say
I think
that.
at this point, fire is the only answer. I'll get on it.
Yeah.
I go
Burn
grab my
it,
rifle and
burn
start.
it till it's gone.
I go grab my rifle and start flamethrowering the floor in that room.
Can we talk about the safety repercussions of an open flame on a spaceship?
I've got a helmet.
It is perfectly acceptable in Star Wars because oxygen doesn't matter in space, apparently, in this universe.
They were inside of a monster belly.
That's just one example.
They were at a burger joint?
It's fine. Once he gets in there and starts flaming, I'll just shut the door so it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's-
Helmet on.
And I guess I will go find. I'm gonna go find Rerun first.
I was gonna say Powder probably comes back at this point with coffee.
So Lux, you when looking
Corey.
for rerun, you,
Sorry.
oh,
Corey.
I wasn't
Sorry.
even gonna say anything.
I'm in the right game.
Yes,
That's
you are.
like
Yes.
a quarter of the battle. So Sen risks turning Edge of the Empire into FTL.
You mean Ares?
When the Pyro John is currently playing, risks turning the game into FTL. Corey goes looking for rerun. You probably run across Powder in the kitchen.
Okay.
Kitchen while you're looking. Rerun, are you trying to not be found, or?
No, he's probably definitely finished his computering at this point. So,
Yep. Well, then actually, let's rewind to rerun because that was happening first.
so I'm assuming he goes to hit the computers while Ares is on the call with his sister.
Yep.
He sort of just looks at the camera like Arrested Development and goes, "Well, that's a freebie." And basically tries to backtrace a live call in progress.
Okay. I want you to make me. This is more mechanics than computers, I'm going to say.
Okay.
Difficulty of 3 with a setback die because this is. It's not an open line. It's an encoded transmission, but you're receiving the encoded. The ship is receiving the encoded part, so.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, would he be able to learn that there was a specifically coded message to open the line and what that was?
That would depend on how well he rolls.
Okay, I was just curious if that was even a thing you could learn.
You
So-
can do a lot with triumphs and critical successes.
We'll find out.
You
So
can
this
do
is a
less
mechanic. So this is a mechanics check with a setback die. Yes.
Mhm.
I have 2 ranks of gearhead, so I can remove up to 2 setback dies on any mechanics checks. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So I'll just roll difficulty 3, no setback. And
The only person who's removing setbacks I ever had memorized was Lux, because she rolled with a lot of setbacks a lot. Okay, with 2 failures and 2 advantages, you monitor the live call, but you're not able to get where it was, or anything but very basic redial.
Right.
You could press the redial button, but that may not be enough.
Right. I will pocket that information and try more on that later then.
Are you choosing to monitor the call?
He'll record whatever audio he can, especially since it's in a language he doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't understand what's being said, but you get a few lines of something before a very cheeky goodbye.
Okay.
Um,
So, yep, those go in the memory banks for use at a later date. And then he's just going to start doing some basic system diagnostics and doing any sort of minor repairs that he can just cover in the meantime. He's doing that 1950s housewife thing of, I'm cleaning because I'm bored.
And as the 2 mechanics arrive to discuss, probably at least in part, all of the things that still need to be fixed about this ship, that's where we're going to end for the night.
And by that, we don't mean just the mechanical problem.
No, we're mostly talking about crew issues with that, I think.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.